Before you watch this story, ask yourself one question. What would you do if survival was your only choice? If you believe that even the smallest beginning can lead to greatness, then hit that subscribe button now, because this story might change the way you see struggle forever. Before the world saw success, before the suits, the cars, the empire, there was just a boy running barefoot through the dark. Clapperboard Scene 1. Before dawn, the hustle begins. The streets were still half asleep, wrapped in the cold breath of early morning, but Ethan was already running. Cars sped past him, their headlights slicing through the darkness like blades, horns blaring impatiently as he weaved between them with nothing but instinct and desperation. A tray of ground nuts rested on his head, perfectly balanced despite the chaos, as if it had become part of him. His bare feet slapped against the rough road, toughened by years of survival, yet still carrying the silent pain of a childhood stolen too soon. He wasn't just selling snacks. He was racing against hunger, against time, against a life that never gave him a chance to slow down. Every shout, groundnuts, fresh groundnuts, wasn't just a call to customers. It was a cry to be seen, to be saved, to survive another day. Clapperboard Scene 2. A childhood lost. There was a time when Ethan didn't run, a time when he laughed, but that world disappeared the day his father never came home. The memory still lived inside him like a scar that never healed. A dim room, his mother's broken sobs filling the silence, empty plates scattered on the floor like symbols of defeat. Hunger became a constant guest in their home, sitting with them every night, whispering cruel reminders that life had changed forever. As a child, Ethan learned something most people never understand, that sometimes growing up isn't a choice, it's survival. Clapperboard Scene 3. The harsh streets. The streets were not kind. They never were. People walked past him like he didn't exist. Some laughed, some mocked. Others waved him away like he was a nuisance. The sun burned his skin as sweat dripped down his face, mixing with dust and frustration. There were days he returned home with nothing, and those were the hardest nights because hunger didn't care how hard he tried. But Ethan kept going, because quitting wasn't an option, it was a death sentence. One morning, something changed. Among the noise and movement, there was stillness, a presence. A man stood by a sleek black car, watching. Not casually, not briefly, but intensely. Hidden behind dark sunglasses, his gaze followed Ethan with unsettling focus. While others saw a struggling boy, this man saw something else. Potential, desperation, opportunity. The voice cut through the noise like a knife. Ethan froze. His heart pounded as he slowly turned. The man walked toward him with calm confidence, each step measured, controlled. "I've been watching you," he said, his tone smooth but heavy with meaning. Fear crept into Ethan's chest. How'd he know his name? The street suddenly felt smaller, quieter, dangerous. That night, sleep refused to come. Ethan lay on his thin mattress, staring at the ceiling as moonlight slipped through the cracked window. The man's words echoed in his mind. "I can change your life." It sounded like hope, but felt like a trap. His stomach growled, reminding him of reality. Poverty didn't wait. It didn't care about right or wrong. It only cared about survival. And for the first time, Ethan questioned how far he was willing to go. The next day, he said yes. That single word pulled him into a world he didn't understand. Dimly lit rooms, silent exchanges, people who spoke in coded language and never smiled. Packages moved from hand to hand, quickly, secretly. Ethan stood among them, uncertain, his innocence clashing with the darkness around him. He told himself it was temporary, just until things got better. But deep down, he knew nothing about this felt right. The money came fast, faster than anything he had ever known. For the first time, his mother smiled again. Food filled their home. Life seemed easier, but peace never followed. Every night, Ethan felt it, a weight in his chest, the kind that money couldn't remove. Shadows followed him. Whispers surrounded him. And no matter how much he earned, something felt wrong. Then came the moment that changed everything. One package, one mistake, one truth revealed. His hands trembled as he opened it, curiosity overpowering fear. What he saw made his heart drop. This wasn't just business. It was something darker, dangerous, irreversible. In that moment, Ethan realized he wasn't building a future, he was destroying it. Fear took over. Pure, uncontrollable fear. He ran, faster than he ever had before. The streets blurred around him as shadows seemed to chase him through the night. Every corner felt like a trap. Every sound felt like danger closing in. His breath burned, his legs screamed, but he didn't stop. Because this time, he wasn't running to survive, he was running to be free. And then he was gone. No trace. No goodbye. Just silence. The streets forgot him. The man lost him. And in that disappearance, Ethan found something he had never truly had before, a second chance. Years passed. Slowly, quietly, Ethan rebuilt himself. This time, differently. No shortcuts. No darkness. Just hard work. A small roadside stand became his starting point. The same hustle, but a new purpose. He wasn't running anymore. He was building. One stand turned into two. Two became 10. 10 became a network. Trucks. Workers. Warehouses. What started as survival became vision. Ethan wasn't just making money anymore. He was creating opportunity. For others like him. For those. And then, the past returned. The same man. The same presence. But this time, everything was different. They stood face to face, no longer predator and prey, but two men shaped by different choices. You could have been powerful, the man said. Ethan smiled slightly. I am. From the outside, it looked like success. But for Ethan, it meant something deeper. Every building, every worker, every achievement was proof that he had escaped, that he had chosen a different path, that even from the darkest beginnings, something powerful can rise. One morning, as the sun rose just like it used to, Ethan stood watching the street. A young boy ran past him, barefoot, carrying a tray on his head, shouting for customers. For a moment, time stood still. The boy looked up at him, eyes filled with the same hunger, the same fire. And Ethan saw himself. Not who he was, but who he used to be. Bell, ending, subscribe CTA. If this story touched you, if you believe that no matter how hard life gets, there is always a way to rise, then don't forget to subscribe. Because stories like this aren't just stories, they're reminders that greatness can come from anywhere, even the streets. Life.